Oh dear, this wasn't in the script. Game week 21 has been a disaster so far, but with 2 free transfers and so many possible outcomes for me moving forward for game week 22, these are my early thoughts with my transfers looking forward. Welcome back to another video. Hope you guys are good and you're looking forward to a little break in FPL now. The fixtures have been coming thick and fast, and it wasn't in the script. It was meant to be the Christmas period, the festive period. We're all going to be on these massive green arrows from 4 game weeks in 2 weeks. Feels like many of us are probably on the other end of that. But there's still plenty of football to be played. There's chips in play, and there's plenty of players we can be beelining for. So as always with these videos, let's just start with a quick look at the game week that we're currently on. Still got Arsenal-Liverpool to play, of course, but red arrow for me. I mean, nice to have some returns from the likes of Lewis Potter and Defcon from Mukiele and Lewis Miley. You know, these 3 players are differentials no one's got, but it feels like the players that are meant to be reliable, your Fodens, your Cunhas, your O'Reillys, well, they're all blanking. And if you didn't have Thiago this week, boy, it hit you big for 2 weeks now in a row. The move from Ekitike to Thiago will go down as one that lives long in the memory for many, I think. And this season, if you've made that move in the last couple of weeks, you're going to be really feeling that. I made that move. Many of you guys made that move. The Ekitike, there's still hope. Don't think we need to be knee-jerk selling him. He's got Burnley and Bournemouth next. He needs hat-tricks to match Thiago. Let's see. Unlikely, but we might get something from him. But let's look at all the possible combinations I could make with my team and the transfers moving forward, because, boy, we've got options. 2 free transfers, a lot of players that could be about to get in the bin. We're going to go through in this video a little bit different in terms of structure. We're going to go through position by position. Okay, I'm going to start with goalkeepers, defenders, midfielders, forwards, and I'm going to go through every player. Are they safe in my team? Are they staying long term? Or am I looking to sell them? If so, for who? Right? This isn't the time to be making early transfers. This is the time for reflection. We've got the FA Cup. We make our moves surely after the FA Cup, but information is king. Many will have maybe several routes they're looking at. And I don't think you need to commit to that route yet. But boy, have I got some good stuff to show you. Bruno Fernandes, by the way, is back. If you want to support the video, please do hit those buttons. I'd love you to like. Please do subscribe and comment if you've got a question. So look, let's go position by position and start with, let's do goalkeepers and defenders together. You can see here, I've got a couple of players in the bin potentially, but let me just run through the good. We'll do this format. We'll do the good, and then we'll do the bad, and then we'll do the replacements position by position. So look, very happy with the Bravka, very happy with Gabriel. Of course, he's the best defender we're going to want moving forward. If you don't have Gabriel, I suggest you buy him. Virgil van Dijk is Burnley, and I'm going to keep him for that fixture. Moving forward, he could be vulnerable, but for game week 22, Virgil's in. Burnley at home, happy there. And then Nico O'Reilly, I know he's, Pep said he's had fatigue last couple of weeks. He's had the early subs, he's had the late clean sheet wipeouts, and then he's had the sort of 30-minute cameo last time out. We've not had points from Nico O'Reilly. Points are about to come. I'm happy with Nico O'Reilly in that spot. He's the first choice left back. He's going to start the vast majority. I reckon he probably starts 8 in the next 10, 9 in 10 if he stays fit. He's England's left back, and he's just over 5 million, and City will keep clean sheets, even with their defensive problems. And then Mukiele, just a DEFCON beast, isn't he? It's just amazing. I'm so happy to have Mukiele. Every week I seem to get 3s, 4s if I don't get a clean sheet. And it's lovely having that high floor that Mukiele comes with. Absolute DEFCON beast. Even when he goes and concedes 3 goals to Brentford, he still finishes on a 3-pointer. And you're like, okay, I can accept that. And he's got some good fixtures moving forward now, Mukiele. Palace at home. He's got West Ham away and then Burnley at home. I really like Mukiele as a buy for those that don't have him. By the way, his DEFCON, the last 4 weeks, he needs 10 to get it. He's had an 11, a 10, an 11, a 14. He knows that threshold and he just hits it. So now, look, who could be going? Lewis Potter. Dango is returning from AFCON. Burkina Faso got knocked out by Amad Diallo's Ivory Coast only on Tuesday night. So Dango is now back in the mix. And the plan with Lewis Potter was always sell him as soon as Dango's back. Now, Lewis Potter I've owned for 3 game weeks. I got 2 clean sheets. I got 2 6-pointers. Very happy with that move, but it's time to go. It was always a short-term punt. So Lewis Potter's going to be leaving very soon. And Raya, I think, is going to be leaving very soon, guys. Many will look at Raya and go, why? Arsenal keep loads of clean sheets. They're the best defence in the league. The problem here with Raya is the floor. The floor is 2 points, but the real problem is the ceiling. It's the fact that when he clean sheets, it's a 6-pointer. When Dubravka clean sheets, or Kelleher clean sheets, or Verbruggen clean sheets, it's 10 or 11 quite often. And I just want that ceiling that you don't get with Raya because he doesn't get the save points. And with that, he doesn't get the bonus. There is a goalkeeper out there that I do really like, though. So let's talk Sanchez. Chelsea's fixtures moving forward are insane. And look, no, we don't know what's going to happen with Chelsea. But I think Chelsea will be all right under Rosenior. But I certainly think the fixtures are there. And regardless of the manager, we can chase fixture runs. Now, when you look at Sanchez, you look at the ownership, it's low, 13% owned. The price, it's low, 4.9. But it's the fixtures moving forward. I know we can see on screen Brentford, Palace, West Ham. But after that, it's Wolves, Leeds, Burnley. That's an unbelievable run of 6 games. And genuinely, the idea of going straight to Sanchez now makes complete sense for my team. Raya to Sanchez saves me almost $1 million. That's a big, big saving. I like that move very, very much. Sanchez is going to be in this team very, very soon. If he's not in for Brentford, he'll probably be in for Palace, right? 4.9 million. Like, he's not much more than good keepers like Verbruggen and Kelleher. Many have gone to, but I think you spend the extra 0.3, 0.4 and you get a Sanchez. With those fixtures, we're going to get clean sheets. Also, when you compare Sanchez with the Chelsea defenders, we don't quite know yet who Rosenior is going to be picking, but you expect Chalobah's safe. The problem with Chalobah is he's quite expensive now. He's over 5.5. Reece James will play most games, again over 5.5. Cucurella suspended, but he'll be first choice left back, again over 5.5. Sanchez is a cheap route to that Chelsea defence. He's clearly number one. What about the defenders? Well, I still want double Arsenal defence. So whilst Raya goes, I want to go Gabriel and Timber. I want to go Gabriel and Timber or Gabriel and Saliba. I want another Arsenal defender that's going to be starting every game. Look at the way they defend. This is against Aston Villa a couple of weeks ago. Villa have got the ball. John McGinn on the edge of the 18-yard, 30 yards from goal. Calafiori's doing the press on John McGinn, the left backs. He's actually one of the players outside the box. Then you've got Gyökeres, the number 9, just outside the box. And one more, I think that may be Declan Rice. You then have the back, 3 of the back 4. Calafiori's pressing right deep. Then you've got 3 of the midfielders, or 4 of the midfielders. You've got Zubimendi in there. You've got, I think is it Marino or Odegaard? And then you've got the wide forwards of Saka and Eze also deep in the box. Look at Saka and Eze, right? You are wide forwards for an attacking Arsenal team, but there is still defensive discipline. They've always got men behind the ball. Saka and Eze are both inside the 18-yard box. Most wide forwards in this position, when John McGinn has the ball 30 yards from goal, they're out wide or they're certainly outside the box. But Arsenal and Arteta defend so well, and that's why they're the best defence in the league. You combine that with the fact they've got elite defenders, both elite defenders when players get injured. You know, Hincapié or Mosquera or Ben White comes in. It's so good. The depth there is insane. I want double Arsenal defence, but also the likes of Timber. The reason I want him, there's still some attacking threat there. And the ceiling, unlike Raya, when he keeps a clean sheet, isn't 6. You've got DEFCON, you've got assists, you've got goals, and he gets all of those. So Timber, I think, will be coming into this team very, very soon as well. And then the other defender I really want moving forward, and this might be a Virgil van Dijk replacement in a few weeks, but Munoz is very likely available for game week 22. Now, look, here's a snapshot of some of the points he got earlier in the season. This is game week 7 to 14. Now, Gianni, you're an idiot. Because, Gianni, you sold Munoz ahead of game week 7. This unbelievable run he went on is when I sold him. I owned him game weeks 1 to 6. I know. I started the season with him with tough fixtures. I was like, Munoz is a unicorn defender. He's the best. Then I wildcarded him out. But look at the returns here. He can do this again. He is a wide forward, effectively, playing in a wing-back system. For as long as Glasner is at Palace, playing this system, Munoz will be a huge FPL, interest to all of us. And when he's back fit, which I think will be game week 22, he's out already training, then I think we'll want him again. So keep your eyes on Munoz, guys. And he's obviously had a price drop. He's not 6.1 anymore. You know, I think he's dropped to, is it 5.8? Let's have a look. 5.8. He'll only be going up in price as soon as he's back fit. I guarantee that. So Munoz, Timber are certainly the defenders I'm looking to buy. Lewis Potter and Virgil could move on, but this might not be for a couple of weeks. Again, Raya to Sanchez isn't an emergency sell, but it's one I want to make. I'm giving you all the combinations in today's video, and then I'll wrap this up with a conclusion. But let's move on to the midfield. 3 out of 5 I've got the bin with. That's a bit depressing. Well, look, let me go through the good. Szoboszlai, let's see what happens. I expect he loses pens because Salah will be back in the team. If Salah's not back in the team, Szoboszlai keeps pens. He's got set pieces and open play threat is there. I like Szoboszlai. I could see him in my team for a while. Lewis Miley, the best budget midfielder in the game at 4.4, isn't he? Livramento has come on in the last couple of games. The right back, Livramento, has come in the last couple of games. Lewis Miley started right back. And both those times, Lewis Miley stayed on the pitch. First time, Livramento came on at left back. Lewis Miley stayed at right back. Second time, i.e. on Wednesday night, half-time, Lewis Miley was pushed into midfield. Tonali came off. Lewis Miley's a midfielder, but boy, is he Eddie Howe's favourite. He's like teacher's pet. Howe loves him. He loves his work rate. He loves his talent. And he certainly is getting the minutes. Lewis Miley is now like a 90-minute man for Newcastle, whether he's right back or midfield, and he gets DEFCON every game. He had 10 DEFCON by half-time against Leeds. Unbelievable. So he keeps getting the DEFCON. You're fine. Your floor is like 3-4 points with Lewis Miley every week. And then the bad. Well, look, Saka is just a money thing. I think he's a good own, but I think when we compare him with Declan Rice, there's a no-brainer there in saving 3 million. If I need a cash cow this game week or next, it will very likely be Saka. Foden's just not doing it. I think it's 4 or 5 blanks in a row now. I'm also worried with the Semenyo signing and Doku back fit that Foden and Cherki are going to rotate. I think Foden and Cherki, it's often going to be only one of them on the pitch. And I think Foden's minutes are about to drop. I predict Foden minutes fairly well. I bought him before this unbelievable run. I've owned him for all those weeks. I've stayed loyal perhaps too long. He's a very streaky player that's driven by confidence, and I don't know if he's going to have the confidence if he's not a 90-minute man, and I don't think he's going to be a 90-minute man for long now. We saw the early sub last time out. The problem with Foden, he does have a couple of good games, and I'm reluctant to sell him ahead of Man United. He loves playing the Manchester derby, Manchester lad, and then it's Wolves at home. After Wolves at home, though, potential sell, possibly even this week, potential sell. Let's see how we get on. I mean, Reinders, when I look at that City team, let's just assume Doku's a starter. Forget Semenyo for a minute, right? Let's say Semenyo doesn't even exist for Man City. When Doku is fit and Cherki is fit, Foden's minutes and Reinders are fit, Foden's minutes are at risk because you're only playing 3 of Reinders, Doku, Cherki most weeks, I think. Because Bernardo Silva always plays. And then you've got the DM, whether it's Rodri or Nico Gonzalez. Doku offers something that no one else does, and his breakthrough is a only really good season at Man City. Reinders is scoring goals, and he can do the number 8-10 hybrid thing. And Cherki's an absolute baller. So you put Foden in that mix, and you go, it's 3 from 4, and straight away, like it was Cherki that missed out in game week 21. But it could be Foden that misses out in game week 22 or Reinders that misses out or Doku. But we're going back into Pep Roulette. And that's before Semenyo comes into the mix when one of the others could drop out as well. So look, Foden's vulnerable moving forward, but with the fixtures, it's a tough decision. And then Cunha, the problem with Cunha is there's a better option now at Man United. There's a better option now at Man United. Let's talk about Man United. So look, very few teams go to Turf Moor and dominate quite like this. That was shocking from Burnley. 0.22 XG. Man United, on the other hand, had 30 shots. I don't remember United having 30 attempts under Amorim. Ever, by the way. So fair play, Man United. Fair play, Fletcher. It's Burnley, but it's Turf Moor. That's a tough place to go. Many will say it's just Burnley. Going to Turf Moor, trust me. Look at some of the results at Turf Moor this season. Teams struggled there. Man United, I know it was 2-2, but they blew them away. And it was a really good performance. Not result, but performance. And that's what we're looking at for FPL. That's what we're looking at to see if United are going to turn a corner. Now, Bruno Fernandes was back, and Bruno Fernandes was playing number 10. We never saw this under Amorim. He was an 8. Well, yesterday, he went with Ugarte and Casemiro, and Cunha dropped quite deep. Bruno, the closest to the forward. Without doubt, guys, we want Bruno back in our FPL teams very, very soon. Now, what did Bruno do yesterday? So, straight away, gets an assist. Straight away gets bonus points. That's what Bruno does. Now, what Bruno didn't do yesterday was get defensive contribution points. I don't remember Bruno starting a football match this season where he only got 3 defensive contributions. Defcon's going to go out the window if he plays number 10. It's just the way it is. But goals and assists should increase. He got bonus. He gets an assist. All the creative numbers are there. Bruno playing number 10. We want him. Forget Defcon. More goals, more assists. We're going to want him in our teams. Foden to Bruno? Cunha to Bruno? Saka to Bruno? It could be any of those players for me. I look at my team and I go, I could save money and go Saka to Bruno. And then maybe get Timber in for Lewis Potter. I could get Foden out straight away. Or Cunha. The options are there. Man United and Bruno, I definitely think we're going to want as soon as possible, guys. So look, that's my Bruno loving. Let me know in the comments if you're buying Bruno game week 22. Of course, it's still early to commit. And guys, I have got my channel membership QR code on screen if you want to scan that. And during the break, there won't be a huge amount of videos publicly on this channel. I'm off to Centre Parks. But I will be doing loads of 3-minute shorts, including at Centre Parks, that are members-only videos on YouTube. So if you want to watch those 3-minute daily clips, then it's for members only. Click the link in the description if you want to with the word join or scan the QR code. All right. Enough of Man United. Let's talk Chelsea. Another pass map from between the posts, which you know I love from the Sunday debrief. Now look, take this with a pinch of salt because it was 10-man Chelsea for 70 minutes. But the key here was how did Liam Rosenior line them up? Two big things of note. This is what's going to be a common theme under Liam Rosenior, I believe. And it's important for our scouting with Chelsea. Sorry, 3 key things of note. Liam Delap started and scored. I think he's going to be the first choice number 9 at Chelsea. That's huge because he's a cheap forward. Eyes on Liam Delap now, guys, for sure. For sure. Enzo Fernandez played as a number 10. Look how high he is here. Closest to the second highest up the pitch. Enzo Fernandez had to move deeper when they went down to 10 men, but he started as a number 10 with... It will be Caicedo alongside Reece James or Caicedo alongside Santos when Reece James is tired. And the third thing that matters, Cole Palmer played on the right. Under Maresca, he played the vast majority of his minutes as a number 10. Arguably, many will say Cole Palmer's actually better on the right. He inverts. He's not an out-and-out winger, but he has a bit more space out there. When he has more space, he can do more damage, right? Cole Palmer came to Chelsea as a right-sided forward. He was moved to a 10 at times, quite often, but his natural position, many would say, is actually playing on the right, but inside forward. Not an out-and-out winger. He's not Bukayo Saka or Mo Salah. He's not hugging the touchline, but he has more space on the right. And if Rosenior's going to play him on the right, and that's his best position and sees more returns, we're all going to want Cole Palmer. Or we're going to want Enzo because he's half the price playing number 10. Or we're going to be looking at Liam Delap. Because, guys, the Chelsea fixtures are ridiculous. I have said the Chelsea fixtures earlier in this video, but let me just reiterate it again because it is insane. Brentford, Palace, West Ham, Wolves, Leeds, Burnley. What? 4 of those 6 games are at Stamford Bridge as well. By the way, Liam Delap, 1% owned, 6 million. Could be one to look at as well. So look, Chelsea are of huge interest to us moving forward, whether it's now or whether it's in a couple of weeks. The fixtures are there, and they're there for a little period. Many on Wildcard will be going triple Chelsea. I will put a Wildcard video out on Friday. Watch this space. If you're on Wildcard video will follow on Friday, and there'll almost certainly be triple Chelsea in that wildcard team. Okay, we've done midfielders. Should we talk forwards? I think we got to. Look, Ekitike safe because of Burnley. It's Burnley at home. I'm not selling Ekitike at Burnley at home. I'm just not doing it. And then it's Bournemouth. So sure, and Haaland's clearly safe. Mark Guiu isn't. The big discussion now is what's the optimal front line. There's a couple of cheap forwards emerging. Let me just go to Liam Delap as one option first and foremost. I think we need to see more minutes from Rosenior's Chelsea before we commit to Delap because we don't know if he's first choice. But Rosenior had Delap at Hull, right? Remember this, and he did really well for him. He actually played high and wide on the right. He was a young lad. I think Delap's going to be first choice forward under Rosenior. And if he is, with those fixtures, we like Delap in our teams as a punt. He's an option. Trade Mark Guiu for Liam Delap, anyone? Maybe. But within the price band, and Delap is 6.1, there are cheap forwards, Mark Guiu at a price, that are now starting games, that are now scoring goals. Introducing 2 absolute ballers, guys. 2 of the best, I'd say, 2 of the best under 20 players in the league, bar none, actually. These 2 might be the best under 20s. They're the best 2 attackers that are under the age of 20 in the Premier League. I'm gonna say that right now. Any guesses? Any guesses? Come on, no cheating. Drop a comment if you've guessed who I'm talking about. They're both listed as forwards in FPL. They're both under 20, and I think they're the best two under 20s in the league right now. Oh, and they're both around 4.5 million. Ballers. Matthias Mane was picked up from Rochdale, and he's insane. He's actually attacking. He's like a number 10. He's attacking midfielder. He's listed as a forward, though. Guys, look at his points. He's scoring goals. He's had a 12 and a 9 in the last couple of weeks, and he's played 90 for, I think, the last 4 games. Mane is a set and forget for Wolves. They love him. And look, a 12 and a 9 pointer from a 4.5 million forward who's 0.6% owned. Look, the fixtures aren't there. They're not great. And Wolves don't score many goals. But Mane, if you're looking for a cheap player you can bench, but that does start, if you need him to come off the bench and get minutes, Mane might be the best budget pick in the game at 4.5 million. Guys, if Wolves go down, there's going to be a lot of people coming in for the 18-year-old Mane. Yeah, I really like it. He's such a box of tricks. Honestly, such a success story. Rochdale to Wolves, so good. I heard it on commentary and I was like, Rochdale? Really? Yeah. Spent the first 9 years of his life in Portugal, moving to Manchester where he joined Rochdale. Yeah, there you go. Had to Google it live. Other one, I think you've probably guessed it. It's not Sanchez. It's Krupa Jr. It's Krupa Jr. Krupa Jr. is, again, like, I think he's 19 and there was a lot that wanted his signature. Now, Bournemouth have a really good scouting department and they landed him from France. But Krupa Jr., he's had goals in his last 2 games. He isn't a 90-minute man, and he played 16 minutes versus Arsenal, scored, 63 minutes versus Tottenham, scored. With Cliver injured, knee surgery, Semenyo off, sure, there'll be some activity in the transfer market from Bournemouth, but I think Krupi's now first choice 11. I think he's going to play number 10 a lot behind Evan Nilsson. The fixtures aren't great, Brighton, Liverpool, but then it's Wolves, Villa, Everton. Krupi's a baller, and Bournemouth are a team that always score goals. So I like Delap if you can afford him as a punt, but certainly Krupi Jr. and Mane for Mark Guiu are options if you need that player getting minutes, which Mark Guiu isn't. So look, let's round up. Whoa, that's a lot. I'm going to show you my team pre-transfers with captaincy. We need to discuss captaincy, but first, the combinations here are huge. The moves I want to make. I mean, I want to get to Timber and I want to sell Raya as soon as possible. I don't know if I can do that unless I'm getting money out of midfield. I could sell Saka to Bruno or Foden to Bruno and then go Lewis Potter up to Timber. So Saka to Bruno, Lewis Potter to Timber, triple Arsenal defence for a couple of weeks, maybe. And then maybe Raya out for Sanchez. There's options there. 2 free transfers, huge options. I don't want to commit to a strategy yet. I don't want to even think about it too much because I'm not making any moves until the FA Cup. We've got some time off now, but the options are endless. Players I really like, I've gone through in this video. I've got no doubt that the majority of them, or a lot of them, will be in my team in the next 4 or 5 weeks. Maybe I need to make wholesale changes, though, and just roll the transfer and get 3 free transfers, and then I can do a little bit more without a hit. And I need maybe those 3 transfers to make those big changes. So let's just look at how my team is set up. Before any transfers, a 4-4-2 looks all right. I've got Liverpool triple up versus Burnley. I've got Arsenal triple up, Forest away, seems okay. Man City triple up in the derby, yeah, with Cunha, maybe. I could even take Cunha out and play Miley versus Wolves. Options. The team looks all right for game week 22, but it's looked all right the last few weeks. I'm on red arrows. Maybe I need to be a little bit more aggressive, and with 2 free moves, I'm tempted to do that. Captaincy, again, Ekitike versus Burnley is firmly on my mind, guys. At the moment, it's between Haaland and Ekitike, but it could very easily go to Ekitike this week. I think I might take Haaland on, Man United away, feel-good factor, possibly at Old Trafford, depending on who comes in. And Ekitike, if fit, and he should be, plays Burnley at Anfield. Yes, I like that fixture very much. What are you doing with captaincy? Let me know. On the way out, please do subscribe. Please do hit the like button, and I'll see you for that wildcard video on Friday. Bye-bye.